Chapter 6 The dumb second uncle. Hello. The girl in yellow dress, named Kei, flashed her beautiful eyes. Why can salt be turned into silver? She finished, hesitating, pulled out a cane to Suki and, well, this for you to eat. Is this a bribe to me? 2 adults have disappeared. Suki and took back his eyes, thought about it, and answered, the grass people have seen in ancient books. Will salt into silver alchemy secret book. The girl in yellow dress glared her eyes. Which ancient book is there? Who wrote it? Its name is High School Chemistry, and its author is the People's Education Press. Suki said, the ancient book has been destroyed, but I still remember its contents. The girl in yellow dress breathed quickly. Quick, tell me. Suki sighed. The grass people in danger. Really have no mood for a teacher. The girl in the yellow dress gave him a roll of the eyes and said angrily, you are a slippery man. Our superintendency does not interfere in the government. Your mages, Tai has the final say on how to deal with you. It is pointless to sell you to me. You can just take me back. In order to supervise the position of a person in the court, there is no problem in asking a person to commit a crime, said Su Quan. He had to insure himself in case he didn't get his tax money back. Yellow skirt girl, bright eyes slow, look up and down. You are clearly a martial arts. Why should be a magician practice as early as possible? Most practitioners lay the foundation from childhood. It's too late to be a warlock now. It doesn't matter whether they hug their thighs or not, mainly because they admire the style of people in prison. Suki and Tong pious, serious expression. Then you tell me the contents of the ancient books of alchemy. The girl's eyes, she thought, were clear and bright, large almond eyes, black and white pupils. Suki and had only seen such clean and beautiful eyes in children in previous lives. It's a little hard. It's just a dictation. I'm afraid you can't understand it. You need to learn from the deep to the simple, so that you can be deeply rooted. Suki and goes fishing. Kei rolled her eyes, unconvinced, looking across the Kyushu world. On alchemy, our Tianjin warlock should be the leader. Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluoride, neon, sodium, magnesium, aluminum, silicophosphate. Su Quan is like a stream. What is he talking about? Young girl man for a long time, willow eyebrow upside down. You play me. Our superintendent accepts disciples, but only boys. She grabbed the sugar cane back from Suki, and his feet were light, and his skirts were flying. I am a boy to Suki and opened his mouth, then understood that the Tianjin disciples, from the doll. Okay, there's no way out of this. A flash. 2 days passed. Su 7 and spent 2 days in the cell, scared. He was afraid that the money would not be recovered in time, and if it had been after his exile, it would not have changed the outcome then. In case the Chen family is a maggot with a black heart, and takes all the credit, it is still dead, but there is no way out. He can only do this step. A prisoner. What? Suki and once again felt the terrible feudal society. Leave it to chance. Suki and lamented. A sound clunk. The iron door at the end of a corridor opened, and a jailer came in with a torch in his hand. He pulled out the key and opened the door. Suchi-en, you can go. Suki and was ecstatic and clenched his fist. Did you find the tax silver? Let me sign it, and you can go. The jailer looked at him. You're a big boy. What about my second uncle? Suki, an urgent inquiry. Don't talk nonsense. Come with me. The jailer was very grumpy. A fire stick hit Suki and buttocks, drove him to leave the cell at the arrangement of a clerk in the Praetorian office. He signed and received from his jailer the clothes he had torn out when he was sent to prison. A Yemen led him away from the Yemen of Beijing Zifu and out the back door. At this time, the east side of the light, cold streets clunk. Su Ziping was awakened by the sound of the iron door opening. When he opened his eyes were bloodshot. Unkempt Su Pingzi, face and Suki and some similar, but is his own son Su Zinian. Facial features are too handsome, and they are different across a corridor opposite the cell. Sleepingly. Are you body a shock? Wake up. her face haggard, face showing extreme fear expression. Husband and wife, across the corridor looking at each other. Li Eryu sadly said, Master, I am dead. Will not enter the Department of Teaching. Fang, she was 35 years old, well kept, a beautiful woman, and even after 5 days in prison, haggard and frightened, she could not conceal her charm. Where is the church office? Is a woman's purgatory scarred? Su Pingzi opened his mouth, unable to speak, and suddenly burst into tears. Madam, I am sorry for you, my husband, and I will die together, and I will make up for you in your next life. Only the poor boy, and my nephew. 5 days have passed. To meet him is to open a knife. To meet the female relatives is the Department of Teaching. Fang. In addition to Li Eryu, the Su family also had 2 daughters, a 28-year-old eldest daughter, a 5-year-old girl crouching in the corner of their cell. They too woke with a start. The 5-year-old rubbed her eyes and muttered, Mother. Unaware of her own orders, the girl of 16 sat up, with a white face set against her unruly hair, a small, red mouth, large, lively eyes, and a nose that was not small like a woman's, but straight, so it appears that the features are particularly three-dimensional, particularly delicate and beautiful. It has a kind of silent beauty. She unconsciously leaned toward her mother, her thick lashes quivering with fear. Several jailers strolled in, with their stoops and swords. Li Ru's eyes glowed with despair and determination. Su Pingzi's hands clenched the fence, bones pale, steel teeth bite, lost tax silver, dereliction of duty. He thought he should die, but bring harm to his wife and daughter, die in peace. Especially the young girl, only 5 years old, will be sent to the church department to raise. Life is a dark as a parent. How can be reconciled? Su Pingzi, come out with me. Sign the picture after you can leave. The jailer opened the door of the cell, left them unfettered, and, standing in the veranda, tapped on the bars with the end of his sword to signal them to come out. Su Pingzi is patriotic and loyal all his life. What did you say? Su Ershu suspected that he had heard wrong. What do you mean? Can you leave? You said you could leave. Su Pingzi could not believe it for a moment. What happened? You didn't take me out to be beheaded. I don't know. The jailer fumed. This is an order from above. Want to know their own out to ask Li Eryu, dazed and uneasy, holding 2 daughters. One family silent behind the jailer, toward the end of the corridor. Oh, my lord, you're not fooling us, are you? It's not like that. With injuries on his body, Su Pingzi walked with a pout and a limp. He was also confused. He felt happy that he had survived, but also at a loss to understand the situation. Li Ru's heart moved. It is the new year. Must be the new year these days to run outside, to help us do something. Just let the court open one side. The more she thought about it, the more she felt it was possible. Don't forget, Master, the teacher of the new year is Yuanjings. 18 years of punishment. Yanjing 18 years. It was over 20 years ago. Su Pingzi felt wrong, and could not think of another officialdom without a big backer of their own, who can count on. Perhaps, I will say that our family is the dragon in the new year, when I let him practice martial arts. You do not agree. Must let Suki and that little brat practice martial arts. Mother, rabbit is so cute. I want to eat rabbit. The little girl looked up at her little face, and nibbled at her little finger, with the word greedy written in her eyes. All I do is eat. The manic Li Eryu subliminal scold, S-E-N, tense, looking at a small face. Dirty young girl, face then soft. Good, there will be a rabbit to eat. Su Pingzi didn't bother to explain to her that your son had no talent for martial arts. No matter how many times you say it, the first wife ignores it. A mother's son is always the best at the signing place. Su Pingzi took the pen from the officials with trembling fingers. He signed his name and pressed the fingerprint. Su Pingzi felt that he had gotten some sublimation. It's like a seed that's been buried deep in the ground, coming out into the sun. The world suddenly and so beautiful. Obviously not a penny more. Wife and daughter did not need to be signed. just pressed the fingerprint. Su Pingzi could not resist the curiosity of the heart. Arch-hand Wei, the Lord, I do not know. I do not know why I spared my sin. Li Eryu looked at the clerk. At once the case is solved, and the tax money has been recovered. Replied the clerk, tax money recovered. Ha ha. Good, good. Damn the evildoers who robbed me of my tax money. Su Ershu is very excited. Laugh and feel. In accordance with the law, tax is recovered, but he malfeasance is also true. How could the court spare him the death penalty when he wasn't responsible for recovering the tax money? Even a lenient sentence is a border exile. Lord Su, this is your official robe. Put it away. The officials presented the green robes of the 8 military officials that had been pulled out. He was reinstated to his old post. Su Pingzi realized that something was wrong. He took a robe and whispered, Your Excellency, can you help me? Official robe in hand. This official said, have a bit of confidence if you get off the death penalty. It's not supposed to be a reinstatement. The Dharma provides that if an elder member of the family triggers a lawgiver, his son can do justice for his father. Said the clerk, it's really Nian Yi. My lord. Nian Yi helped the court recover the tax silver. Li Eryu burst into tears of joy. Nian Yi Su Pingzi eyes wet. My good son. The clerk looked at the excited couple and said, It's your nephew Su Qian. He helped your excellency to solve the tax case. He just left.